Hello folks, how are you doing? And welcome to my channel. Interesting that we are just about to hit 11:11. I'll show you in a minute when my phone clicks over. And that wasn't intentional, by the way. Um, and I am going to announce the next group healing, which will be an energy field cleanse. And I thought it was going to be an amazing one after the chakra one we've just done in Lionsgate, August. Now, you don't have to have done the chakra one to do this. My group healings never ever work like that. But here we go. Yeah, there you go. 11:11. Um, but for those that do them regular, they like to see the connection, and I thought it'd be a nice one to follow on with. But you can pop in anytime you want. So if you miss the chakra one, you can join this one. The energy field, and before I get into the group healing, I want to do some examples for you. So imagine this, you've just woken up and you're getting out of bed, and say you live with people, maybe you sleep with someone or whatever, share a bed, share a room, and all your energies have been intermingled. Next door neighbor, there's been stuff there, maybe illness, stress, arguments, or whatever, tension. You then get up, you get in the shower, you might get a bath, or you might get a wash. You might even clean at all. um, you may get into a car and then you get into traffic with other energies. You may use a train or a bus where there will be a mixture of energies. You will be then driving through many streets and towns. Again, mixture of energies. You get into your workplace, and the minute you get into your workplace, there's all these different energies. And so it goes on all day, every day for your life. You did the same in school, high school, college, university, thinking of the pubs, the clubs, the hospitals, everything we've been through. And the truth is, throughout all of that, every day, unless we're in a lazy mood or we're ill or we're not maybe looking after ourselves as much for various reasons, we will wash ourselves, we will get baths and showers and all kinds of things. But how many times, especially when you're not on your healing journey, do you actually see someone cleansing their aura? I remember when I started to find out about the aura and about energies and saging and all the different like aqua de Florida water that I use as well for the energy field, which is a shamanic water. Um, And I was like, God, if only I'd have known this when I worked in hospitals. Because those of you that do work in hospitals or visit hospitals a lot know that the energies in there are huge and profound. And especially if you're sensitive to energies, you can be exhausted when you leave a hospital, whether it's an appointment or you work there. If you're sensitive to energies, um, you can be wiped out. I remember being wiped out every time I left, to a point sometimes I couldn't even walk for the bus. I used to have to get the shuttle down to town because I couldn't walk. And the amount of people that used to take the mickey out of me and call me lazy, when in actual fact I was exhausted. I really was exhausted. And I know exactly what it was now. Never once did I even think of cleaning the energy field. And then we start on the healing path, and we start looking into spirituality, and we may start going into some revelations and our own personal revelations, family revelations, societal revelations, global revelations. We're still in the matrix, so to speak, and yeah, we may do a bit of smudging now and again, and we may try our best, but it still gets forgotten about. We still don't do it as much as we should. And I want to say at this point as well that cleansing our energy field isn't something we should fear. Wrong type of words. When we start to find out about all kinds of things, entities and heavy energies and all that kind of stuff, we're going to fear. We start to fear it all. And I get that. And I don't want you listening to this and thinking, well, if there's all of these other people's energies, I'm scared I'll never go out, because that's not healthy neither. Because it's like, when we're too sterile and we go out into germs, you catch things really easily. So, there's this thing isn't about letting your babies play in mud and all of that about the immune system. Um, when we don't go out, when we close ourselves off, we actually cause ourselves more issues physically with germs and stuff, and energetically, because the energy field must also get used and we must get used to being able to deal with these situations, to be able to go to a hospital appointment, or if you work at a hospital, to know how to cleanse your energies daily. But also, as well, and here is where the next group healing comes in, to pop in with someone now and again, it doesn't have to be all the time, that can give you an energy cleanse, an energy bath, somebody that can come in external, because it's great when we can do it for ourselves, but sometimes we need somebody else to come in and just clear off that debris, stuff that we may not want to look at. Does that make sense? Um, and the more that we can keep on top of our energy fields and keeping them clean and being sovereign in them, the less likely we are to be drained. And if we do experience being drained, we can move through it quicker, and we can move through it in a much more balanced, healthier way. So, for example, say if you're regularly getting your energy field clean, you're doing it yourself, you're doing it with other people, maybe via Reiki, shamanic healing, or group healing, or whatever, or meditation circles. You get an appointment you got to take your child to a hospital, you work in a hospital, you've got to get buses. You're able to use crystals, you're able to use sage, you're able to use sprays, you're able to use white light and all of it to move through things quickly. So this next group healing is about really cleaning the energy field. It's about cleansing the energy field. It's also about upgrading the energy field. Because another thing with the energy field is when it's full of other people's stuff, our stuff, traumas that can swirl around the energy field, we can really struggle to anchor in the good stuff. Um, Stands to reason. You've heard me talk about the fridge analogy, haven't you? And I will mention it for those that haven't heard it before. Imagine a filthy fridge. You've got a fridge full of rotten food. It's not being cleaned, and you need some more food because all your food in your fridge is rotten. So you go out and you buy some, or you do an online shop. And in your food arrives, it's all in fresh bags, it's all fresh produce. You go to open your fridge and you're like, oh dear, where am I going to put this? Because it's clean, fresh ingredients. I don't want to mix with that because it's poisonous. Oh, right. I've got to clean this fridge out now. Oh my God. I've got this fresh stuff. How can I put this fresh stuff? How am I going to keep it cool and look after it? So this starts to swirl. This fresh produce not actually starts to swirl. Imagine it being energy, clean energy wanted to come in, and it's swirling. It's like, and the food's going off, the food's starting to turn whilst you're cleaning out. Um, so keeping on top of that fridge, think of the fridge as us on a regular basis. When the new stuff comes, you can pop it straight in. Um, is vital. And especially at the minute as well, because there is so much happening astrologically, there's so much happening energetically, there's so much happening globally. We are now aware of films, music, ceremonies. Think of the Olympics, we're aware of mainstream media. Even if you're not actively watching it, the energy's still out there. Some people may be talking about it in front of you. So there's a lot going on at the minute, and we're absorbing a lot and going through a lot at the minute. So to have our energy field cleaned is vital, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I always look forward to the group healings, but yeah, energy field cleansing. It's going to be on the 8th and the 9th of October, 2024. I'm going to pull some cards, and the two decks that I'm going to be using is the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle by Lon, which is this deck. I no longer write them down in the description box because it was taking too much time. Um, and I got a little bit of a bee in my bonnet with Oracle cards and various things. And I just got sick of, I don't know. Anyway, I'll move on. Let me get this deck out. And Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Kranz. Also, as well, and I will say, because I think it's important, you do a reading and you'd always get a question of what was that deck? And it's like, it's not about the deck, it's about the message, it's about the reading, it's not about what cards. And I also, as well, some of these creators, I mean, not Kim Kranz, I do like Kim Kranz because she paints her own decks, but they're using a lot of AI. and a lot of it tends to be the well-known ones, but I'm seeing it in less well-known creators. And decks are just being tweaked a bit. A new deck comes out. Also, as well, you know, I've been doing tarot on YouTube for years, and look at this tangent. This is what this is all about. But I'm not explaining why. You know, when you do booktube or when you're regular on booktube, you get approached by people to use their to read their books, to use their books in your videos. That's not happened to me yet because I'm new on booktube. But I've been doing this years and only approached by two companies, and one of them wanted me to jump through that many hoops. I was like, nah. And I just think it's a little bit, I don't know, there's a strange energy around cards at the minute, and yes, so that's why. So I'll mention that if I remember again, because again, look at the tangent that's been caused just by saying what cards we're using. Um, it shouldn't just be about the cards, it should be about the message. So let's pull a card for our energy fields. Let's pull a card for our energy fields. I think we've said with tarot, and we've said this recently, haven't we? That when you start to discover tarot and oracle cards, you do exactly what I did, and you want to buy them all. And you see them all on YouTube and you go out and buy them. And actually, it shouldn't be like that. And it's only recently I'm realizing that it should actually be going into shops and being drawn to a deck, or a friend using a deck and being really drawn to it. Because otherwise, you end up what I've done, you end up with hundreds of decks. When they come, sometimes they're not what you think. They may look great with somebody else on YouTube, but when you get them, they're not that great. Anyway, that's interesting. Oh, so there's three cards popped out for our energy field. The Queen at the bottom. Yeah, look at that, the Queen. Being in charge of our energy fields, and knowing that you actually can sit on a bus and you can go to a hospital, you can see your clients and be perfectly safe and know how to cleanse ourselves and be in charge of our energy field. Getting the energy field as cleaned up as much as and when we need to, so that when we are out in the world, we're not getting bombarded. You know, we can have cracks in the energy field. People, if you're going through difficulties with someone, or sometimes unintentionally, people talking about you can crack your energy field. And this is also about this group healing, is about repairing those cracks. And when you've got cracks in your energy field, stuff comes in quicker. Interesting cards, these. The Vision, the Bridge, the Ocean. Needing to cleanse as we transition from one way of being into another. The fact that we've absorbed so much. And I'm wondering as well with this, it's almost like, is there an energy out there of I can't take much more, because not only am I going on my own personal healing journey, but I'm having to deal with all the other stuff. An overwhelm, an overwhelm in the energy field at the minute. And the bridge, a transition as we transition from one way of being into another way of being. So our energy, it's just like I said, even without the cards, we're absorbing so much at the minute because we're clearing so much, because collectively, globally, we're also going through a lot, and there's a lot coming up on a daily basis. Um, I just thought I'd not press record then for a minute. That'd have been interesting. And the vision. How do we feel? How do we visualize the energy field? How do we keep it sacred and safe? I do think as well, when we have any heavy energy fields, it can really impede our spiritual journey, our psychic abilities, our spiritual abilities, all those type of abilities. And it can really bog us down, and it can weigh us down, bog us down, weigh us down. Is that a Yorkshire saying? Tangent, or weigh us down. Um, a card for our energy fields. Oops, in the mic. Root chakra. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well as in the physical world. And perception. So, if we've been through a lot in our lives, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, we've seen a lot, we've been on a revelationary journey, we're also carrying a lot in our energy field. So, anything that wants to come in that's pure has to go through this sludge that we've got. And this, I am actually seeing this a lot at the minute, where some people really can see the joy in anything or the fun in anything because they've taken on so much pain, trauma, difficulty, global revelation, and it affects them, and they really struggle to see the light, to feel the light. And if you think about anything that comes in that's good, if it's to come through and work its way through all the sludge around us, by the time we absorb it, it's also sludge. So it's going to help with our perception and our clarity with our own world and the global world. Let's read the perception message. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Ooh, and belief system as well. Authority and discernment. I'm going to be controversial here. I've been here as well, by the way, in a huge way. When you go on let's call it a revelationary journey, you have your own personal truths that have come up. You're going to have your global stuff. And some of the global stuff we see, we're like, yeah, 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 I get that. And I know that. I've always sensed that. And you're ready to hear it. And it's actually, whew, I wasn't going mad anyway after all. I could tell when I was watching, listening to, observing that that wasn't right. But then when it comes to something that you were invested in, that can be cause a big problem where you don't want to see something, where you've absorbed so much mistruth, so much manipulation energy that you can't see it. And I'm not talking here about sinking into the underbelly of all of this because I know it exists. I'm talking about really falling for the narrative. And this is what I meant by it could be triggering, but I think it needs to be triggering because this is coming up in a big way. It really is. And our energy fields, our chakra system, we have to be on top form. We're going to have to be on top form going forward because it's interesting as well. This video is going to be a bit tangenty, but I'm going to just go with it. Last night, I was laid in bed and I got a download that more and more mainstream stuff is going to get more and more controversial to a point where, like, what the hell's going on? It's going to get more and more questionable, etc., etc., etc. I think we had visions of all of this revelation and healing and new earth has done. It's going to take a long time. It's not just going to happen overnight. We're going to have to go through a lot of that night of the soul collectively, personally, community wise. We're going to have to go through a lot. We're going to have to go through a grieving process of the people that we were before, where you could go out and have a drink with the girls after work, where you could sit down and binge on movies and not really be aware of what's behind them, where we could listen to certain artists or watch certain things or believe in certain institutions. There's going to be a real painful grief that comes with that I think sometimes we don't want to admit because it's like saying that we don't believe it, but there is going to be a grief. And when that grief comes, it can cause us to want to deny it because it's too painful, it's too scary. But actually, there's a lot of freedom in it. So cleaning up our energy fields, from the implants that are placed there. Now, implants can be that's another video in itself, but implants can be something that's been implanted to you by another person, their views, what we're watching on the TV and all of that. We've absorbed so much, and we're needing to constantly deep clean. When we walk a shamanic path, we have to purge a lot. Um, So we have to clear out. So that can be via vomiting or via. Luckily for me, it's other side because if it was vomiting, I'd flip. I really think I would. Um, Emotions help us to purge. Sweating helps us to purge. All of that helps us to purge. So yeah, this video is going a little bit deeper than I thought. I was like, energy field, that'll be fine. But it's going a little bit deeper because what I'm feeling is there's things in our energy field, old programming from everything, from everyone, the good, the bad, the ugly, that is blocking us moving forward or it's weighing us down. And we need to get that scooped out so we can go forward. Wow. So let's pull one card from each deck for the energy field group healing. What will this do for our energy field? What will it help to release for our energy field or from our energy field for our energy field? The father, masculine wounding. What's this? Eros. Eros. Now, this is a really good deck because it's got a really good book with it that gives you poems, sayings, oh God, tasks that you can do with it. So let's have a look at Eros. Oh, no, the cards aren't numbered. If I can't find it, I won't do it. I'll show you the book so you'll see what I mean. Oops. Wish when they put a deck together, they'd number the cards. Some people really are good at that, and then some. If I can't find it, I won't read it out. Maybe we're not meant to. Oh, it's here. So you see what I mean about the book? Whoops. Eros, love as desire, eroticism, and sensuality. When light, passion, playfulness, sexual health. When dark, madness, projection, obsession. Wow. Go deeper. Love sonnet. Oh, that's a song you can listen to because it tells you songs you can listen to. Obsession, yeah. Obsession. Obsession with the heaviness of the world. Obsession with the father wound. That's a big thing that's coming up for many people. The father wound. Either them with their father, or stepfather, or grandfather that became a father, or you as a father, or our masculine issues. Um, the heaviness that we're working through, the obsessions, clearing out the heaviness. The things that we've got stuck in, the old stories that we've got stuck in. To then replace it with, wow, to replace obsession with passion, to replace obsession with passion and enlightenment, the crown chakra. Shall I read? The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. And the crown chakra. The frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. So, being able to transmute something. So, be it a piece of news, be it something that's happening within your family or in your own personal life, being able to cleanse it out, clear it out, not heal it, not send light to it and healing, because this is another video I want to plan to do is about, on what scale do we have permission to do that, to just send healing to something? Um, but it's a very, because we can focus so much on sending healing to something that we don't actually cleanse it from our own energy field. So replacing obsession and pain and trauma with our passion and enlightenment. I feel with this group healing, there's going to be some stuff that comes up that we're like, whoa, interesting. I wasn't expecting that one. I wasn't expecting that if it's a range of stuff. Um, and it feels as though, I mean, if you think about 2025, a lot of astrologers, a lot of energy readers, myself included, have said that it's going to be a big one. It's when we're really starting to turn into these Age of Aquarius energies. So there's going to be a lot comes up, a lot more comes up than what we're even experiencing now. So we need to be as ready as we can, as clean energetically, and have mental clarity as much as we can. So we're ready for that. So we're ready to push forward and push through that. That's interesting. Um, ooh, apocalypse. I'm gonna Google apocalypse. It's one of those words I can't. I'm not going through that book again. Just let me get the meaning of apocalypse. I know what it is. I know I'm doing it in my own brain. Apocalypse. The end of the world. Something's coming. A destructive event, the end of the world, a prophetic revelation, character of the moment, universe. Oh, it always has to get back down to movies, doesn't it? Something's coming. Again, this isn't something to fear. I'm not going to Google it. Um, it's the eye of the storm. It's not just one thing. It's not just one big event, be it a global event, be it an energetic event. But this is I can't say it. The you know what begins with an A. Apocalypse. I know that word is very different, apocalypsis, but we're in the nectar as well. That's coming up, the nectar. To be able to find your peace in the chaos, not desperately waiting for New Earth to anchor, because New Earth has to start in here first. And it's about, I feel, getting a sense of peace amongst the chaos, to be able to watch news, hear things, see the world, you collect your own world, personal world, and still be able to stand in our peace and calm, to feel it, to feel anger, to feel confusion, but then to be able to come back to heart-centered consciousness, to say, you know what, I'm just going to allow it, allow me. I don't need to have an opinion or be right or be true in what I'm saying. It just needs to be allowed to play out. I'm not going to go online and watch lots of videos slagging somebody off. I'm not going to go online and read loads of stuff that is causing divisive energy. I'm not going to go on and look for people that have my same opinions. I know that everything is happening for a reason. There is the great unraveling. And to be able to, amongst all of this, because what I'm also getting is, as all this happens, it's happening now, we need to have people on this planet that are building peaceful things. So peaceful businesses, they're creating something good. Does that make sense? Because there's no point waiting till we've come through it and then say, right, what we're going to do now. It's all about nurturing something now and creating something now. Wow. Never say it's only a group healing, Claire. Thackeray. Final card. I'm intrigued. Ooh, empowerment. Bye bye. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we all are connected through the same source, coming back to source. Wow. I tell you, the next 2 years I think is going to be interesting. Um, so back to the group healing. So the group healing is an energy cleanse, energy upgrade, repair. It's on the 8th and 9th of October 2024. It is the same price as always, which is £22. To take part in it, you go below. This is for the new ones that are coming in. To the description box or the pinned comment beneath this video. You go in there, just scroll down a little bit and it'll say next group healing, the title, the day, and for more information, watch this video, which will be this video that you can rewatch if you want to. And then it will say to take part, click on this link. If you somehow go a bit further down to the main website, the main homepage, it's fine. You go into services and group healing. This is a distance channeled healing. So there are no Zoom calls, no lives, nothing intrusive where you have to show up at a certain time. I try and keep it very simple and as holistic as possible and not as intrusive. So you go about your day as normal. If you go on my website, there is a list of guidance on there of things to avoid. And there's always an email of why do we have to avoid things? Well, think about it. Do you really want to be taking alcohol, recreational drugs, having intimacy with people whilst you're going through a healing? Think about it. The reason why we don't have pork going through the healing is because it's the lowest vibrational food on the planet and can make you and make you feel really heavy in the gut. So it's your journey, your healing. If you choose to go, you know what, sod it, I'm going to self-sabotage, that's on you. But I will say there is always a kickback because I know that because I've done it myself in the past when I started my healing journey. And you become ill, very, very ill. Where the rest of your class, your group go through it really smoothly, you are white knuckling it. I've been there, done that. So the website will tell you the group healing things to avoid. You can hug your kids, you can if you're a carer, but it's all intimacy stuff, if that makes sense. Because when we get intimate, our energy fields open, and you don't really want to be doing that type of stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with it when you're going through this. So I channel throughout the day. And another question that comes in is, what times are you channeling, Claire? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what time zone you're in. It doesn't matter if you're asleep whilst I'm channeling. I will channel throughout the days with periods of rest in between, then back in, rest, back in. Doesn't matter. This is a very simple thing. We don't need to know times, links for this. It's simple. It's empowering because you can then dedicate your day to however you want. You can choose to meditate, you can choose to eat healthy foods, some people choose to take the day off if they want, you don't have to. It's about empowerment, not somebody saying, right, we need to sit down now. You can do your own meditations, you can do walking meditations in your own time. The more that you can do in these healings for yourself like that, the more that you can respect and honor yourself is a game changer. The more you'll get out of it. If you just put your name down, forget you've done it, and that's it, yes, the healing will come through, but you possibly won't benefit from it in the way that you would if you're present, if you record those dates, 8th and 9th of October. Take it from someone that's been on both sides of the coin. Um, so yes. Um, I do a short video on YouTube of when I just pull a card and we talk about the energies whilst that I've picked up whilst channeling, but the rest of it is me channeling and you receiving. You know, being present with yourself, observing what you're releasing, observing what's coming up in dreams, in feelings, in thoughts, in memories, giving yourself permission to release as well as to receive, and thanking your higher self for guiding you to the healing. And yes, I think that's it. So 8th and 9th of October, £22. You take part, you go below into the description box and the pinned comment. And yes, I'm sure there's something else I needed to say to you, but I can't remember. I'm sure there's not because otherwise I would have remembered. So that's it. So there'll be this one, October, and the next one will be in December, but the December one will be a totally different topic. So there's this one and there's two more group healings basically for the rest of this year. The next one is this present one coming up is October. That's it. Thanks for watching. Love to all, and I will see you all shortly. Bye.